DJ Pointman here. Join Char Willie and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow JustAskChar Advice Channel on Mixcloud, and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded.
Greetings. Hello. Welcome back, guys. Happy Saturday to you. Hope the weekend is going well for all you love birds, those people with birthdays and celebrating Valentine's Day. I hope it's going well. Hope you're getting what you want and staying safe at the same time. All right, so we're back for another episode of Article Reactions. I got quite a bit of stuff. A lot of stuff I was holding from weeks before, and hey, it's all right. We get into it. As they say, I got time today. All right, so let's see what we're going to start off with for the people. Let's see. I've got Information about a squatter. I meant to share that last week, but we ran out of time. And this stuff happens. You know how it go. You look up and it's like, oh, already? And the answer is, yeah, already. All right, let's see what we got here. There's no audio, so do that. And this is your guy right here. Let's see if I can get it into the frame a little bit better. All right. I have to make it a little smaller. That's the best way to do it. Okay, there he is. Well, still about the same. Man spent 3 months squatting in Chicago airport because COVID made him too scared to fly. Now you got to ask yourself, why did you go to the airport and you were too afraid to fly? Why were you there in the first place? Were you going or are you coming back? And when did you decide to be afraid? Going or coming back? And I must say, this is this year. Wait a minute. This is this year. This is 2021. So you would think that he'd been frightened since February or March of last year, but no. I don't know what's going on with these people. And this is in lovely Chicago, everyone. Now, I could see if he said he was just scared because it was cold and he didn't want to come out the airport, then yeah, then I understand. Because why? This guy is from California. So let me get into it here. A California man who told police that the coronavirus pandemic left him afraid to fly has been arrested on charges that he hid in a secured area at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport for 3 months. Mr. Singh, because I'm not even going to try to pronounce this man's first name. He's 36 years old. He's charged with felony criminal trespass to a restrictive area of an airport and a misdemeanor theft after he was arrested Saturday. At a court hearing on Sunday, a judge ruled that the Orange, California man could be released if he paid $1,000, but said that Mr. Singh was prohibited from setting foot in airport. Now, I'd just like to know how he's going to get home if he's not afraid anymore. You got to think of that. Is he still afraid? Is he not still afraid? I don't know. I can't answer that. But I'll continue with this strangeness here. All right. As of Monday, Singh remained in the Cook County Jail. Assistant Public Defender Courtney Smallwood said Singh does not have a criminal record. She also said it was unclear why Singh, who is unemployed, came to the Chicago area or if he has ties to the area. So this is a mystery man. We don't know why he's here. We have no idea. But it sounds like some funny business if you ask me. That's all I'm going to say.
They just released him into the wild and they don't know anything about him? Okay, that's good. Okay, I feel safe already. All right.
Oh, yeah. And it's a little late, but hey, you get what you deserve.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage.
Classic Ruby, everybody. Classic Ruby.
Oh, Char, I love you so much. The internet was like totally my enemy today. And I'm like, it's all right. I'm just going to take my L. I can go one day without being,
Well, I am glad.
I love you. I love you. And I feel amazing. It's like, thank you. Thank you.
You are amazing, and I love you too.
Aww.
All right. Okay, so what's going on with this dude? Where did I leave off at? Okay. During the hearing, Assistant State's Attorney Kathleen Haggerty said that Singh was spotted by 2 United Airlines employees who asked him for identification. The Chicago Tribune reported Singh lowered his mask, he even had a mask on, and showed a badge that actually belonged to an operations manager at the airport who had reported it missing in late October.
Wow.
Yeah. The employees called police, who took Singh into custody. Singh was scared to go home due to COVID, Haggerty said, and told authorities that he's found the badge and the other passengers at the airport had given him food. Oh, yeah. So he's going around pretending to be an employee, and this man has been here since October. So again, we went on lockdown, I know, in March. That's where no schools, people went home, all that stuff. So how did you get in the airport between March and October? You didn't have a fear then? What happened? I don't get it.
Right. Like I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe that's where they left him at the airport. Okay, now you're gonna get on your flight, right? And he made it through the gates and then went, I can't get on that plane. COVID. And then he hit in a bathroom. But then it's like, I understand the airport's big. I do. I get it. And I understand, round the clock flights and whatever, but it was COVID. So it's not like it's, crawling with people 24/7 all the time. And how did they miss an individual living in the airport for 3 months? How did they miss it altogether? Like it's amazing.
Right. You keep seeing him. Every time you look up, there he is. He still hasn't got anywhere. When is he going to leave?
Clearly, airport security is not doing their job. Clearly. Because they should have felt it was kind of strange to see this man every day, all the time. He's not an employee. Never said hi to him. And you just keep seeing this exact same man wandering about the airport all day long. Every time you're on your shift, he's there too. Didn't make you stop and go, maybe I should check this guy out. Like,
I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of weirdness. Very strange. That's all I can say.
Slackness.
Yeah. Now I have quite a bit of stuff to share, and I'm going to do it quickly so that way it don't take up too much time.
Okay.
To make it fair, just want to get it off my list, if you will.
Oh yeah, by all means.
This will let you guys know that here it is. Nicki Minaj pays Tracy Chapman $450,000 in copyright suit. Now, Nicki, she knew about using this woman's stuff, and what I liked about her, she didn't have a problem. She paid her money and kept it moving. I like that. That's one thing people need to do. Stand on your disrespect. That is all.
Hey, it is what it is, I like Tracy Chapman. I just remembered as soon as you said that, in my head I started hearing, give me one reason to stay here, and I turn right back around. Right? Like, I don't know anything else about her. I just realized that. I'm like, oh really? There's a whole thing going on and I missed it? I didn't know she was around. I didn't know she was relevant today. All right.
Yeah, music is, that's for sure.
Right? I hope you get millions, girl. Get paid to do what you need to do.
Okay, she ain't playing with the peoples. All right, you go right on ahead and share what you have.
All right. Well, now I have a lot that is pseudo related. Okay. And so, one second. So what I'm gonna do instead of, and I've been sitting there scouting stuff across the globe, and sorry, my internet has been playing with me all day. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it in segments. Okay. It's all pseudo related to Little Miss Foolishness, aka the Gorilla Girl, aka Tessica, not Jessica, Tessica Brown, because even her mama was extra and had to change the J to a T. I have never seen this before in my life. Jessica was not good enough. It had to be Tessica. Fine. Couldn't be Tess. Couldn't be Jessica. Had to be a combination. Cool. So, what we're going to do now, listen, this has been all over the place. We all know it has, right? So, I'm not going to just be like, oh, look, guys, remember when she did this and everyone's already seen her put the shampoo on the... No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do a little deep dive into Tessica, okay? We're lucky enough that a very wonderful channel has actually done this for us. And I'm going to share that with y'all. And we are also going to share a little bit because I wanted to know. I don't know about y'all, but I was dying to know, how did this happen? Like, no one really told us, right? Like, how did this happen? Why? How? Like, were you sitting at home? You were bored? Like, for real, right? Like, we all know you used it on your hair. But how were you this stupid in that moment, right? So the first little mini thing I'm going to play before we do the deep dive into her background over here is this. I'm going to play a tiny little bit of this interview. It's just because she explains why, what happened, why did you do this, okay? So let's hear. It's very, very short. I mean, out of 15 minutes, it's like a minute long, but let's listen to it and then y'all will get that information with me. Okay.
And I saw that some, Sister Queen had sprayed Gorilla Glue in her hair and you were having problems trying to get it removed. First off, what were you trying to do to your hair?
Well, after I do my hair, to keep it all in place, I use the Got to Be glue spray. Mm-hmm. But after I didn't have any more of that, and my son had my car, so I'm running all over because I'm about to leave out the house. I'm running all over trying to figure out something. And when I went past the refrigerator, it was right there.
The Gorilla Glue.
And I'm like, I could spray this. And by the time I come home, wash it out, it'll be all good.
Did you spray a lot, Tessica, or you just sprayed a little bit to like coat your hair?
The thing is, I sprayed it. And then after I sprayed it, I kind of used the back of the comb.
And patted it in?
And patted it in. And then I blow dried it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. And so by the time, Tessica, that we saw the whole Gorilla Girl thing, it had already been in your hair for a month?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how scared were you having that in your hair for a month, and what did you try to get it out?
I was scared, but I was still scared to tell people because I didn't tell my mama for like a week.
Right.
And then after I told my mama, now we and my mom.
Okay, now we'll stop it right there. So you heard what she did. Okay. She was running around. She's a single mom. She's got to get going. She ran out of her regular stuff. She sees this on the top of the fridge. Okay. And she goes, oh, I'll grab that. Now, a little bit later in the interview, I'm going to clarify. A little bit later in the interview, she says, right, because he goes, well, why did you have the can of glue anyway, right? Like, why does it exist in your life? She bought it to use it as a constructive adhesive during Christmas. She knew what it was. This was not like someone else put this in her house and she wasn't sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. She knew what this was in advance before she sprayed it into her hair. And she knew. Now, here's the problem. And when we get to the second segment later, we're going to figure out that some people, right, and especially in our community, we're not always 100% sure about certain types of scientific things. So when we hear something like epoxy glue, that could be any kind of glue to us. It doesn't mean anything, right? And that's part of the issue. So we don't understand that there's a difference between different kinds of glue. We don't understand what epoxy is. We don't necessarily understand that some glues need to cure. And once they do, they become, like Jessica found out, that's glued to your scalp. Your hair is not growing anymore. It's not breathing. Like, that's some pain and torture and pressure. But I couldn't find any sympathy for her. None. I didn't care. I thought, you know what? You got what you deserve and you're an idiot. That's how I felt about it. So I was trying to find something, Char, to make me care. I was. So, y'all, I want you to do this deep dive into her little life with me, okay? And you tell me, before she was famous, we're going to hear her life story, and then at that point, we can see if you care or not. Okay? Okay. So let's do that. Okay. Now, and like I said, I want to give a shout out to this content creator. They're called Before They Were Famous. And I think they do a really excellent job. But let's take a listen.
Jessica Brown was born on October 20th. How do we know that? Well, she posted this photo to her Instagram. She's also said to be a 40-year-old at the time of this recording. It appears that she lives in Violet, St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana. She used to live in Chalmette, St. Bernard Parish. We also found some throwback photos of her with her dad and mom. She's been involved in dance all her life and even posted some old cheerleading photos like this one with the caption that reads, "Throwback Thursday for that ass." By the looks of things, she's a mom to at least 3 girls and 3 boys and is heavily involved in her local community, attending events, fundraisers, and running a dance school. It also appears that she's got a good man in her life helping her out, so props to Pops for that. Might be her eldest kid, though. I'm not too sure. I'll ask when we get a chance to interview. All right, let's get into this whole Gorilla Glue fiasco. She posted her first TikTok on the subject on February 4th, 2021. Let's take a look.
Yo, for those of y'all that know me, know my hair has been like this for about a month now. It's not by choice. No, it's not by choice. When I do my hair, I like to, finish it off with a little Got to Be glue spray, just to keep it in place. Well, I didn't have any more Got to Be glue spray, so I used this Gorilla Glue spray. Bad idea.
Now, here's the thing, right? I try to care, right? Like Chance the Rapper, for example. I think they let this flash eventually. Chance the Rapper said, the second time he watched it, he couldn't laugh anymore because he could see the real pain, right? So that means the first time he watched it, he laughed, right? That's why he said the second time he couldn't laugh. So, and I'm trying. I see that right now she is terrified. She's very, very scared. Not because her hair won't wash out, because it's been a month and it won't even grow. Like her hair is still flat on her head. So I can imagine how incredibly uncomfortable that is, how terrified she is that they've tried everything. She had so much ego and so much pride. She waited a week before even telling her own mother. A week after she figured out that's what she did, she waited a week before telling her own mother. And then from there, she waited weeks more before saying, okay, listen, I don't have the capability to fix this. So I'm going to reach out to others and ask them to help me. Right? So that's a lot of ego and a lot of pride. So, there's that fear there because you're going to get torn to shreds because you tear people to shreds on the internet all the time. Fine. But you're also afraid because you don't think there's going to be a solution. Right? So I'm trying to get my heartstrings to care. She's a woman. She's a mother of 6. Well, he said at least 6. Those are just the 6 they could find in the photo. There might be more. We don't know. But at least 6 kids. She's a mother at 40 years old to 6 children. Okay. She is running a daycare center. Okay. And she is leading a dance group called the Dazzling Divas. Okay. So she is a role model, right? And an authority figure and, a grown-up that people turn to for not just her own 6 children, but for those little babies and for, her entire dance troupe. And so I'm trying to look at that like, okay, she, obviously she's a good person, she works well with kids and parents trust her with their kids and blah, blah, blah. And I tried to look at it like that, but it just fills me with terror. It fills me with terror that many children are at, almost the mercy of her reasoning skills. Because she's the one who gives them advice and whatever, right? This is the kind of reasoning she uses. Oh, just grab that grill. Remember that thing I used to stick metal onto wood and then so that way, to fix that chair? Yeah, I'll put that on my hair. That's the reasoning she uses. And she's going to pass those reasoning skills down to all of these kids she has access to. But okay, let's keep listening. Maybe your heartstrings will be pulled a little bit more. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
She describes how her hair's been glued to her scalp for about a month because she ran out of her regular got-to-be glue spray and chose to use Gorilla Glue spray in its place, admitting it was a bad idea. She rubs her head to show how it doesn't move and explains how she's washed it 15 times, at least, to no avail, and warns viewers not to use Gorilla Glue on their hair. The video gained over 2.8 million views on Instagram and over 20.8 million on TikTok in 6 days. She then uploaded a video of herself shampooing her hair to show it won't move and that the glue won't come out. Again, this garnered her over 7.1 million views on TikTok and 3 million views on Instagram. She reportedly spent 22 hours in the emergency room where healthcare workers put acetone on the back of her head, which burned her scalp and made the glue gooey before hardening again. She reportedly hired a lawyer and is considering her legal options against Gorilla Glue because the label on the product she used says it should not be used on eyes, skin, or clothing.
Now I'm gonna pause here because I do have it, and if we have time when I'm doing segment 2, we'll play her saying it. But she said she has no idea where that assertion comes from. At no point did she assert that she consulted with a lawyer or that she wanted to sue or that she blamed Gorilla Glue in any way. She says she never at any point said that she didn't know that, because it wasn't on the label, that it wasn't for hair. So she never thought that there was a legal case there. That is what she says. Now, I don't know, because all of the reports of she was speaking to a lawyer and she's going to sue happened before the doctor, Michael Obang, fixed her, right? So maybe after this doctor fixed her hair for free and she has a $20,000, that's right, $20,000 GoFundMe at her disposal, maybe she feels like she already got her payday and the money she would now have to spend to try to fight this and she might lose and blah, blah, blah. She wants to pull that backtrack it because, you're going to kind of lose your position and lose your clout if you lose that case. Or, maybe that's where most of the criticism's coming from. So she's trying to back off of it. I don't know. But as of the interview I just played for you there in the most recent interview, which was right after that one, because she's still in Beverly Hills having her scalp treated. She said she never said she's going to consult a lawyer. She has no interest in doing so. So just going to say, this was reported before. I'm just letting y'all know. She says she's not going to do it because that's what I was coming for originally. But she said she never said it. So, and I couldn't find a place that it was posted on her Twitter or out of her mouth that she said it. So fine. Okay. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Without mentioning here.
Let me tell you something. If you're committed enough, you can make any story work. I once convinced a woman that I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it.
She was actually scheduled to appear on H3H3 podcast, but had to cancel her appearance, citing she was still in too much pain.
Pain? How dare you use that word?
Forgive me if I'm wrong. Isn't hair like dead skin? Never mind. She then jump-started a YouTube channel, which now has close to 50,000 subscribers, in which she posted an early attempt to get the glue out.
Y'all see that?
This video has over 2 million views.
And I had to call my mama, like, Ma, this is not coming out. This is not coming out. So we started using all kind of oil. We used olive oil, cooking oil, tea tree. We was using pretty much any oil. So that's why on the video, it was so shiny.
With no remedy in sight, Tessica began to consider her legal options, which is around the same time that the Gorilla Glue hit back, responding to the situation on Twitter. They essentially just wished her the best and reminded readers not to use Gorilla Glue on your hair or body. I'll be sure to get that message to McCrudden because he's down bad. He's down bad right now. By now, this had become a viral news story, a meme, and something people were talking about all over the world. So luckily, there was a surgeon who felt he could be of some assistance.
Luckily, help is finally on the way for Brown after a month of pain and struggling.
I love this doctor. A beautiful chocolate brother is coming to save the day. You know how excited that made me? I was like, yes, that's right. That's right. Because he's gorgeous, and on top of that, he's a doctor. He's a plastic surgeon. He's got money then as well. He's got status. He's got intelligence. And on top of that, he's a chemist. So he solved this problem on his own. It's not there was already a pre-made solution. He went and looked up the compounds, contact Gorilla Glue, looked up the compounds, knew that if it's a compound, then there's always a way to find other things to break up that compound, and invented this remedy. He invented it. Okay? This man is a genius. Genius. And I love the fact that, okay, fine. Tessica Brown, a Black woman, made a very dumb choice. And I love the fact that a beautiful chocolate brother came and saved her. Right? Not some white doctor or some Asian doctor somewhere, right? We say we did it. Yes. Okay.
When I found out this was a reality, you can only feel compassion and sympathy for Tessica.
Dr. Michael Obeng of Miko Plastic Surgery in Beverly Hills told Brown he could remove the glue and save her hair with a special chemical treatment.
At the time of this recording, Tessica is on her way to LA to get the help she needs. From there, I guess we can expect to see her on Ellen or Oprah, or maybe she'll pay a visit to H3HT. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
You're gonna die or something. Look, it's super black for some reason. There's a liquid in there. It's
air conditioner.
Oh, let's see. Let's start with air. Oh, they going, my baby. So what you think you're gonna do with that? Oh, okay.
She's free. She's free.
I'm gonna wrap up the story here, but what did you guys?
Right. So he did save her hair. From the last interview she did, she is having scalp treatment. So her scalp is damaged and burned in a bunch of places. So he's treating her scalp now. Kind of a plastic surgery thing that she needs. And so she's having those treatments, and then she'll take additional treatment home. Right. So I watched all of that. Now, Char, before I answer, let me ask you, now that you know the full story of how this mistake or tragedy rather happened, and you know that she's not a bad person. She's a good person. Trust me, every interview she makes sure to say, y'all don't know me. I'm a good person. You would like me. You can even call me. If you call me, I'll talk to you. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I don't deserve all this judgment. So, Char, do you think Tessica Brown deserves all this judgment?
Her actions does. You can remove her. She could be whoever, a judge. Joe Brown can be the president. Biden. You do something like this, that wasn't a good decision. And you're responsible for people. And we just, we look at that like, well, what's going on? Why did you make that decision like that? So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it comes down to. I don't know, maybe other people, I actually am not sure that her decision-making ability makes her qualified to be in the role that she is in with young children and teenagers. Teenagers are very impulsive and make terrible decisions anyway. And young children, they're just exploring the world. If this is your decision-making capability, yes, it concerns me. And you know what? People are coming for kids. I don't think that that's fair. But people, even her daughters are saying, no, I don't want you doing my hair, and not allowing her to do their hair. So, I mean, I'm sure it feels unfair, but you're a grown woman. Grown. So, no. Do I think that she did this for clout? No. I think she's an idiot. Do I think do I think she deserves a judgment? Hell yes, because you know what? We're sitting there softballing this one and be like, oh, but she didn't mean to. She's so sad, and a woman's hair is her mane and all that foolishness. You know what we're doing? We're encouraging idiots to follow suit. And I'm not about that life. So sorry, Tessica Brown. Judgment's in. You are not condemned as a soul. You might be a great person. You might have a big open heart, but you make terrible decisions, clearly from the case of this. The end.
Okay.
Now get ready, y'all, for segment 2, because trust me, we do have some bounce off information of other idiots, because, of course, anytime someone goes viral trending on some foolishness, you got to have a whole bunch of other idiots who go viral trending on some more foolishness. So yeah, it's going to be great. Yes, ma'am. Including a Karen. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm going to do a couple of things. Let me see what I got here. I got to pick something here. Let's see. Okay, I'll go with this one. I don't know if it has audio, I don't recall, but I'll pull it up. Let's see what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember. I go through so many of them, like, do it? Does it? I don't know. Let me copy and open up me another window.
It's the worst when you try to do it in advance, right? You pull all these articles, you're like, I don't remember.
Yeah, hey, at least I'm honest. Okay, well, this is an armed storage security guard fires at officers, police say. Okay, what happened was an armed store security guard upset over his paycheck shot at police officers Saturday afternoon in Baltimore, police said. I'm about to say City Chicago. City police reported a police-involved shooting in the 5600 block of Alameda. 11 News reporter Amy Lou reported from the scene that police closed off the Compare Foods parking lot as a part of the investigation. Now, I'm going to see because I think we don't have any. It seemed like it came up and then it disappeared. Let me see. Let me go over here. Some man scrubbing his back. Let me see. Nope. I swear now that I'm reading, it seemed like it was something and okay. I don't know what happened. Oh, there it is. Okay. Come on, Amy. What you got for us?
Area at the Compare Food supermarket right here on the Alameda. Like you said, now Police Commissioner Mike Harrison says the suspect is the security guard who was unhappy about a paycheck. He says the suspect first shot at officers who arrived on the scene. The officers fired back. Then he says shots were fired again when the officers split up inside the store. Police say after that, the suspect ran and escaped. Commissioner Harrison says they've been reviewing police body cam footage. He and Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott commending the officers for their quick response.
We cannot allow people to recklessly be resolving their conflicts with weapons in our city. We say it time and time again. We will not allow these folks to be comfortable.
And like you said, Kai, Commissioner Harrison says at least one employee was hurt in this. He says it is still unknown whether that employee was hurt during the shooting or from something else. He says, though, the officers involved in this case are doing okay. We're reporting live in Northeast Baltimore tonight. Amy Lou, WBAL TV 11 News.
All right, Amy, thank you. We will.
All right. Well, what happens is people get upset about their money. They're already frustrated as it is. And you don't have their money right or on time. Sometimes they get a little, crazy. You don't know what was going on with this man. I'm not giving that as an excuse. He has the right to, fire at people. But sometimes you can get the wrong person. It is what it is. And people react in different ways. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
And it was, from my understanding, it was a brother. I can't prove it because they hid it, but I think it was a brother. Where's my money?
You know what? As soon as you said that, you know who I thought of? The King of Petty down there. Where's my money?
Where's my money? The man need his money. You better leave him alone. Okay, and I want to show another one right quick. I think I might do two more. Let's see. This one is the younger people. They're different. They're not like some other folk. They don't get down like that. You know that thing that happened in January? Well, the son tipped off the FBI about his father, who is charged in the Capitol riot. He told off on daddy. So we had the young lady that told off on the mama.
Yeah.
He told off on daddy.
Ooh.
But this is what happened though. And this, well, I could say this is why it happened, but I don't know. 2 days after the Capitol riot on January 6th, Jackson, sorry, that's his first name, Jackson Riffit, father Guy W. Riffit, returned to the family home in Texas. He told his son that he had stormed the Capitol according to the FBI affidavit. Then his father leveled a threat. If Jackson, 18 years old, reported him to the police, he would have no choice but to do his duty for his country and do what he had to do. Now we know what that means. Hey, I got to do what I got to do. You know, we know what that code is for. So, in interviews with the investigators, Jackson Riffit said his father told him, if you turn me in, you're a traitor. And you know what happens to traitors. Traitors get got. Ain't that something to tell your child, your son?
Wow.
But he had already reported his father to the FBI weeks before the riot.
Whoops.
He would also tell me that he's going to do something big, Jackson Riffit said in a telephone interview Saturday. I assumed he was going to do something big, and I didn't know what. Guy's Riffit wife told investigators after the riot that he was a member of the 3 Percenters, a far-right militia group, according to the affidavit. FBI found an AR-15 rifle and pistol at his home. So this dude was prepared. He was ready to do some damage. And I'm very happy that the child, regardless of the threat, said, okay, well, I'm glad he did it beforehand. But still, these children, they're different from the children that I know of. I would say like 20 years ago, the child wouldn't have said anything.
Mm-hmm.
But now, these children, they like, oh, that's wrong. You can't do that. Oh, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
That's the wrong thing to do. I'm telling.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have no problem telling either.
Nope, not at all. See, the thing is, right, when you see, and I think before it used to be like, oh, well, my parents are outdated and blah, blah, blah. But there was something in your head that told you that no matter how much that might be true, they're probably still right. So you're kind of like, you know, over here being 20 and rebellious, but eventually you're going to follow in their path. And that's no longer the case. I mean, when you see your parents follow a lunatic and then act like criminal lunatics, something that you've heard them sit there and hypocritically condemn inside the home constantly, that's when I think that link breaks, you know? If it was for something else, he probably wouldn't have turned him in. But, you know, I'm sure he's heard his dad say all kinds of stuff about, you know, how you're monkeys or you're criminals or you're something terrible for protesting, let alone for going on the way that the, you know, rioters did on the 6th, right? So, and you're basically trying to topple government and stuff, like, after he's been brought up his whole life being told, like, those are treasonous criminals and they should be put to death and stuff like that, right? Like, it's like, you're such a hypocrite. The hypocrisy is too delicious. And these kids are like, hell no. Hell no. That's awesome.
I'm telling. And he did.
And he did. And then the death threat. Like, if you don't know you're lost, when you are threatening your own genes that you're going to kill them if they rat you out, like, dang. What is the point of life? Like, you had children to pass your genes, your legacy, everything down to, and you're willing to kill them
just because?
right?
Sad and sick. That's all I can say. Sad and sick.
That's two. I think we're gonna have a few more before all these charges are laid, Char. A few more of these kids ratting their crazy parents out. Woo! All right. Am I up next again?
You are up next. I have 2 more stories, and that's it.
Okay, cool. So we are gonna do segment 2 of the Gorilla Glue controversies. Okay. So
let me change this background then.
Yes, baby, yes. Okay. So I'm going to explain to y'all because, listen, I understand maybe not everyone has worked with epoxy. To be fair, until I decided I wanted to make epoxy countertops, I had not worked with epoxy. I wouldn't have necessarily understood why epoxy glue might be different than other types of glue. Or even just in general, why an epoxy glue might be different than other extra strength glues. So I am going to show y'all in the first part of this segment. Now, I'm going to speak over it, but I'm going to show y'all. I'm just going to show y'all the video while I speak over it. Now, here's the thing, okay? So we got this chick here, okay? Gorilla Glue and hair debunked, okay? And she's very proud of herself because she thinks, this. I'm going to explain what happened here. The reason she did this is because I want clout too. And
I want some attention.
Right? Yeah. By this point, this woman has all kinds of stars reaching out to her. Just Hilarious is talking to Tessica Brown every day and whatever, and she wants some of that, right? Or at least what she wants to do is take it away from her, right? Because misery loves company. So I either want to pull myself up to your level or pull you back down to mine, right? Either way. So this idiot sets about trying to prove that, and debunk this, right? So even though at this point now Tessica has already gone to the hospital, right? Apparently the hospital is part of the conspiracy. There's a giant conspiracy, right? And so the hospital, the Beverly Hills plastic surgeon, everybody who's seen this woman who is a professional, they are all in a conspiracy, and this is all a big fat lie. None of it's true. Or could it be that maybe your understanding of epoxy glue and science is not accurate? So here's her. I want y'all to see this. Okay, so she's got the got to be. Okay, she's got the can. I want y'all to see what she does here. Okay, she's sitting here, and she right here. She's spraying it. Oh, where's the picture of the can? Because you're trying to fast forward. There we go. There you go. See. That was literally a can of the Gorilla Glue. And now she's combing the Gorilla Glue into her hair. And she's going, see? It white. Notice the girl's hair? It was black. It doesn't go on black. It go on white.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so that's her proof, right? Now, I want you to understand. She's so proud of herself. She is so proud of herself for proving this so she can get her clout, right? So now she's got her hair in a ponytail. And she's going to spray. I want y'all to think about the fact that even if the girl's lying, even if she's lying, this is toxic, hazardous material. Okay?
Yes, and this lady is older than the first woman.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Now, Char, look how much she sprays.
Oh man.
Rubs it in. Look at that. See, like it white. It white. That's what problem is. It white. So it's a lie. It white. I can still move it around. It's not even going in. It white. Right? That's what she's doing. And I want y'all to see, hold on. It's a 50-minute long video. Do you know how long she keeps spraying this stuff in her hair? She's spraying it. She's smoothing it in deeper and deeper. She's spraying it on her edges, which is basically just spraying it on her skin. Because as she said, I ain't got no edges. Because she doesn't. Right? She calls herself a hair assassin. Because she knows what she's doing to her hair, even if she doesn't get her hair stuck. Okay. Tessica Brown's an idiot, right? She's carelessly, look at that, sticking stuff to her head. Tessica Brown did not think it through, but this woman thought this through.
I'm gonna have to mute because I can't take it.
I know. Right? Look at where that comb's sticking, Shar. It's sticking on her skin. That means she sprayed that Gorilla Glue up on her skin. Okay? And what she's doing is she's going, see, it's not hardened, it's sticky. I can get through it. So I'm going to explain to y'all science. Okay? So epoxy has two different components to it. Okay? I'm not going to get into details of what they are, but it's separate. And so what happens is when you spray it or dispense it, it comes together and it activates. Okay. Then you have a short period of time that you get that length down and you get the stuff that you want stuck together. Okay. And at that point, it's sticky, just like she's proven. It's sticky. But eventually it cures. Okay. It cures. Now, if you just left it alone for a week or two, it'll be fully cured. That's when it gets hardened, totally hardened. And at that point, that's the place that Jessica was at. Now, she sped up that process because if you noticed in her story, she said, I used a blow dryer. The blow dryer, the heat is what made that cure. Okay? So Jessica cured this on her hair. This chick thinks she's safe because she tried this on a wig, let it sit for 20 minutes, half an hour, and was able to wash it off. What she doesn't realize is that if she left this on overnight, she would have been in the same predicament. Because now it's not half as rubbery. Now all of a sudden it's starting to become water impermeable, because that's one of the benefits of epoxy. Is epoxy will act like plastic. It won't let water through. So this moron, not only she's spraying dangerous, harmful, toxic chemicals onto her head trying to disprove something, basic science tells us that she hasn't waited long enough to prove her theory at all. So she's a complete moron.
She even do the dance. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. Complete moron.
What
so that's moron number one. That's moron number one. Let's look at moron number two, shall we?
Oh.
I know.
This
it's
is agony.
Right? It just brings them out in droves. Now, again, I want clout. This Gorilla Glue challenge sends this Louisiana man, Len Martin, to the ER. Now, to be clear, Louisiana. So that Louisiana woman got some clout, right? Because that's where Jessica Brown is from, Louisiana, right? So this moron, Len Martin, 37 years old, says, I'm going to disprove this. I'm debunking it, right? Because again, he wants clout. Now, I think I turned on the sound, but honestly, in all fairness, it's like 10 seconds of sound that I want you to listen to anyway. So let's take a look here.
Garbage.
Can you hear it?
Tell you.
Yes. Yes.
We need to clear the air because you don't
Why so?
something crazy happening.
Put it on here.
Yeah.
You don't put it on my mouth.
Bozo. Straight up clown bozo. Got the nose and everything. You know, why don't these people prove something else? Like, if you work on a particular degree, you can have a particular business so you can employ some people. I mean, work on something like that.
Right. Now, to be fair, he has worked on something else. Tell you stories a little bit as we just look at this particular picture before I let it keep going, because it's just priceless. Now, really quickly before I tell y'all his story, do you know why this man got screwed over so much quicker than the previous woman? Probably not. So I'll tell you, he was using Gorilla Glue has a bunch of different kinds of glues, right? So they have a super glue, which is a more immediate impact, right? And then they have like that epoxy glue, which is what Jessica used, right? So they have different curing times, right? Super glue tends to act very quickly to give you a really quick bond, right? And then it cures over time. That's number one. Number two is that he applied the super glue onto the cup, right? And that allowed it to basically start doing its thing right away. So when he decided to go put his lip on it now, right? It was already like a permabond. That was it. Because again, it's a different type of Gorilla Glue. It's a different type of glue, and the curing time is different. So now Len Martin, 37, said he tried out the Gorilla Glue challenge for himself. Is this a challenge? I
Oh
don't remember this being
no.
a challenge. Is
Y'all
this a
need to
challenge for real?
stop. I don't know, but they need to stop. There's no challenge. You don't have to do this, please.
No, it's enough. But the Gorilla Glue challenge for himself after trying to prove that it was not as serious as she was trying to make it. I thought she was just playing around because I didn't think it was that serious, Martin told the outlet. I actually tried it out before and it actually didn't do anything for me. So I was like, okay, she's lying. And there are all these challenges going on. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. And it went backwards. Okay. So then he says, I thought I could lick it off, kind of to moisten it and pull it right back off. But that didn't work. He ended up in the emergency room where a doctor performed a painful peeling. This is definitely not one to try. Let's just stop this now. It's very harmful, Martin said. Is there really a Gorilla Glue challenge out there? Yo, I'm going to look this up. I can't even know.
I don't even I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Char, I don't know what to say either. I really don't. Now, Martin previously made headlines for participating in the ice cream challenge, in which he licked a carton at the supermarket and put it back. Okay. Yeah, exactly. But he denied that he pulled the stunt for attention. Really? You're trying to tell me a 37-year-old grown man who does these stupid stunts is not pulling these stunts for attention? Like these challenges are for children. They're not for grown-ass people. Enough. You're grown. You're older than me.
Wow.
Why? Like, okay.
That's so sad.
Right? And he says, I didn't think it would go this far. You got Valentine's Day coming up. I can't even kiss my lip. He continues. I can't even kiss my lip.
Okay.
I
Lord
know.
have mercy.
I know, Shar. I know. But it gets a little deeper. Now, I'm going to say this. Y'all, I know y'all have been waiting for it since I said it. Okay. So I'm going to show y'all why it is that Karen just can't keep her nose out of anything. It's like if Karen finds out that Black people are doing something, Karen feels like Karen needs to comment on it. Now, in this case, and this is an interesting one, you don't get this very often, Karen's name is Karen. Go figure.
Okay.
Right? Right? Karen's name is Karen. Oh, and to point out, Len Martin from the story I just read, yeah, he made Donkey of the Day on The Breakfast Club. It was epic. I suggest everyone watch it. It was probably one of the funniest Breakfast Club segments I've ever seen.
Hee-haw.
Right? So let's listen to why it is that Karen has been dubbed a Karen and why her nose was inside of this business. All right.
Okay.
Karen Beth, come here. Let me stress you out right fast. Because your Bass Pro Shop body having ass is a racist. Talking about the Gorilla Glue girl saw Michelle on the can, and that's why I said, now Michelle.
Did y'all see that? Let me back that up really quick, just in case you missed it. So, woman uses curly hair from a hairspray. She saw Michelle Obama on the label and wanted to look like her. That's for that's for real. Yeah, that's for real what happened. Yeah, can you imagine? Can you like this gorilla now? If y'all haven't ever seen the label, so this is the label she's talking about. Okay. She saw Michelle Obama on the label and wanted to look like her. That's what Karen. Do you see Karen? Karen Best. This is Karen Best. This woman. This is not like a joke image of her. This is actually Karen Best. This is really the woman who said this about Michelle Obama. Her. Okay.
Because your Bass Pro Shop body having ass is a racist. Talking about the Gorilla Glue girl saw Michelle on the can, and that's why I said, now Michelle gonna go high on you, but Boogie B gonna go California lowrider low on your ass. Your Peter Griffin grandma looking ass better not never say nothing about my first lady when you built like the first lady maintenance man, albino bookman, dead plumber from Martin, a triple decker ham sandwich body, a baby duplex mobile home, pine cone ball bag, Jabba the Hutt built redneck, calling somebody a gorilla when you look like you eat gorillas. Somebody need to gorilla glue your ass to a salad. You is a truck stop body full action weight station, and your name Karen Best because you the best version of a pig and a polar bear. Yes, a polar pig. Now take your blue collar looking ass to a swamp tavern and drink until your My 600-Pound Life episode come on. Y'all tag 5 people in this video and subscribe to my YouTube page, Comedian Boogie B. Don't let
Well, tell us what you really think, right?
Okay.
That was epic. Yeah. I had to let the jokes play out to the end because you know what? I could not have done it more justice than he did. So, yeah. Right?
Okay. Karen. Just stop it, lady. Just stop it.
Mind the business, Karen. That's all. Just mind your business. You see, Pizzaville wanted to apologize for women who are really named Karen. It's not fair. You know, just the not. It doesn't matter if your name's Karen. You don't act like that. You sure? Because Karen Best seems to prove that wrong, Pizzaville. Okay. So
okay.
Better take back her free pizza. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Here's my next story. It has a couple of posts, or we got to build it up, as they say. We got to start off first. Let me see. So we're going to start off with the earliest date, which was July of last year. You know, this is a great game where the image is so, the likeness is so great. Okay, let me turn the volume up.
On Wednesday, a visitor recorded a heated exchange between a postal employee and customers waiting to get their mail. Larice Jeffries took the video as her mother tried to get a package that a U.S. Postal Service notice and Amazon notice indicated would be ready for pickup after Sunday. On Wednesday, they were unsuccessful.
People shouldn't have to come and be lined up in this post office, circled around inside the building, standing outside the building to get their mail.
Vicki Lee in Auburn Gresham says missing mail is jeopardizing her good credit. In a stack of mail she picked up from her post office was a late charge from a credit card company.
If I keep getting late fees, then my credit is going to go down. And I have very good credit, so I would like it to stay there.
ABC7 has received numerous complaints about missing mail from customers on the south side around the Auburn Park post office to customers on the north side in the Dunning neighborhood. For customers who can't access their bills online or with a mobile device, we reached out to some of the utilities to see what customers should do if they're missing a bill. Both People's Gas and ComEd urge customers to call in to discuss options, like perhaps mailing a duplicate bill to another address. ComEd says they may waive a late fee depending on the circumstance. People's Gas tells us, for now, there are no late fees.
For customers that have missed some bills, don't worry about late payment charges. We're not charging late payment charges now as it relates to kind of the wider COVID concerns initiatives.
The Chicago spokesman for the post office has not commented on what customers should do if they incur late fees due to missing mail. He urged residents with delivery issues to complain with the post office's Consumer Affairs Office. Ms. Jackson did get that Amazon package delivered today, but the experience does not sit well with her. Ms. Lee was able to get the late fee removed only after a couple of phone calls to the credit card company explaining her late payment was the result of delayed mail. In the Auburn Gresham neighborhood, Leah Hope, ABC.
Now that's crazy. We're talking July of last year. People not getting their mail. That's just ridiculous. But it continues. It just continues. And I'm going to share how that continues.
Oh my God. Like,
show you a picture. Well, I've had experience with that, so yeah, I can imagine, unfortunately.
I'm
Let me
thinking about, like,
see.
forget credit cards. What about you were waiting on an important letter for your health, like a specialist appointment, and like that's 6 months later. You might have already missed the appointment.
I agree
Wow.
with that. That I do agree. Now,
Mhm.
this is a picture of people lined up outside with the news. They're out there. This is February of this year. So this continues to go on. So yes, this is in Chicago. I guess I didn't kind of set it up correctly. I apologize. But this is in Chicago. This is South Side, and there's a portion of the north side of Chicago that's experiencing the same thing as well. And these people are not getting their mail. They are not getting it. Let me see if there was a video. No, not on this one. Okay, let me go to the next one. I just wanted to show you the people lined up. So it's it has a lot of traction. Okay, let me go to the next one here. This one has audio and look like the same commercial too. Okay. With Samuel Jackson getting eaten up by the shark like he did in that movie. And these video games are something else. Now, so this is February of this year. Okay, so you'll see the interview. Yeah. Shark come to get you doing all that talking. What a joke.
Residents are absolutely furious. They have not gotten their mail in weeks, and they're even lining up to get it themselves, and still they have nothing. For several weeks now, some Southside residents claim mail has not been delivered to their homes. We found the lobby at the post office near 83rd and Ashland packed with residents trying to get their mail and get some answers. Some began lining up outside since 7:45 this morning in the cold.
And we were told by the manager, no mail given today, no reason why or anything, just no mail given today. I've been going through this ever since, I think, about November. This is sad. It's not make sense. 70 people standing out here in this line this morning, and it doesn't make sense.
Thousands of residents has called our office individually without receiving their mail. And this is a clarion call to federal government that this will not happen in Wrigleyville. This is not tolerated in the Gold Coast or on Lakeshore. Not in Inglewood, and it is unacceptable that our seniors, our residents, the taxpayers are complaining about not getting their mail.
3 Southside Chicago aldermen, Ray Lopez, Stephanie Coleman, and David Moore, discussed the problems outside the post office near 66th and Ashland, where people lined up here, too, hoping to get their mail. They say not getting mail into these communities feels targeted. The U.S. Postal Service says it is looking into the issue. An employee told us they've been overwhelmed since the pandemic began.
With everything going on. But it's like I said, we're doing the best we can. Everything is getting out. We should have everything
No,
out.
it's not.
Post office employees did tell some of the residents that were waiting for their mail that their mail is actually on the trucks and should be delivered sometime today.
Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Now, let me give you the follow-up of what's happening. Let me get rid of this because it's in my ear.
Oh, come on.
Oh, shoot. Forgot the audio. My bad. Let me go back out.
Girl, I already saw the title. I have audio in my head. I'm already cussing up a storm in my head. My gosh.
Uh-oh. All right, here we go. Got it now, y'all. Okay. It's not my job. It's their job. Edison Park residents told no postal delivery is available. People wanting their mail have to go to the post office. What the world is going on? Now, this is update. This is February 9th. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I don't hear nothing.
Didn't expect to hear this. Come get your mail yourself. CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kozlov live in our Streetside studio this evening. Dana, this is a first.
Yeah, and it's an unwelcome first, Erica, and it's something that a post office spokesperson is now denying, which isn't making things any better. People who live in this Edison Park condo building down the street from this United States post office say when it comes to getting their mail, they have to do this: stand in a line. That message given to Tim Steigerwald's neighbor Monday.
She was also told, this is unusual. They said, we'll give you the mail now, but from now on, you're going to have people in your building call us ahead of time and come and pick up their mail.
No delivery.
No delivery.
That rain, sleet, snow, or COVID delivery promise not happening here.
Lately, we haven't got mail at all. We haven't had a delivery in about, I'd say, a week and a half to 2 weeks.
Steigerwald and his neighbor Mary, who I spoke with by phone, say sporadic or non-existent mail delivery has been a problem in their neighborhood since the fall. We spotted a USPS truck in the area just this morning, but still no mail. They call this pick it up yourself edict unacceptable.
No offense, but it's not my job. It's their job. They get paid to do that.
Steigerwald wrote the post office, his alderman, and his congresswoman, Jan Schakowsky.
The idea that, especially now during COVID, that you have to go to the post office and get your mail, that's certainly not an option for many, many people.
Schakowsky says Steigerwald's complaint isn't the first her office has received.
It's been a nightmare for people.
Schakowsky says her office has been told there's a huge post office staffing shortage, something the post office spokesperson echoed in a response to me. But he also said my reported allegation that customers have to pick up their mail is not accurate. So let's revisit.
Call us ahead of time and come and pick up their mail.
No delivery.
No delivery.
To deny that that was said, I have no qualms about believing that that's exactly what was said.
Congresswoman Schakowsky says her district director is going to meet with the United States Post Office master for the Chicago area tomorrow morning to discuss the ongoing mail problems in her district. But the upside, she says there are good paying jobs within the United States Post Office and they need to hire more people. A spokesperson for USPS this afternoon tells me that is something they are working on trying to do. Live in the Streetside studio, Dana Kozlov.
So it has hit the other society. And I'm trying to figure out if it's called the United States Postal Service, then it's ran through government funds, i.e., example, taxpayers' money. So why do I have to go pick it up if I'm paying taxes for this particular service? What is really going on? And this has been an issue, I don't know what's happening, since July of last year. Sometimes worse than others, but it was on the news, this past week, and these people are tired. They are tired. It's understandable if it's a little late because of the snow. We've been getting snow like every day, maybe since last Saturday or Monday. So yeah, but not to get it for weeks at a time, there's just no excuse. And then you tell me you come get it? What kind of mess is that?
Right? Sorry, you want me to do your job for you while my taxes pay your salary.
Exactly. And they get a pension. I just want to, let you know.
We all know Char's got a soft spot for a pension. So
I'm just saying. That's what I'm trying to say to you. This job gives a pension. So, move out the way if you don't want to do it. There are some people that are willing to do it.
I wonder what it is. Like, what is it about? I mean, I'm sure overall, right here, overall mail is delayed. And so because we know that the mail is delayed, a lot of different businesses, doctors' offices, stuff like that, government officials, they're actually they've made temporary policies during the pandemic where basically stuff that used to have to be hard copy mailed and hard copy copies sent with the original signature and stuff, you can now do stuff online, right? And so they're actually emailing directly and whatever, right? Like my disability caseworker emails forms back and forth and stuff like that. My doctor's office emails forms back and forth, and specialists. Normally they wouldn't have done that. It's not secure. You have to come directly to the office. They'll mail things to you, right? Like there's no way they would have done that before. But because of the pandemic, because of delays and the instability, they're saying, fine, we'll do stuff online. So I understand that there are delays in general. I get it. But for the last 7 months, things have been so significantly delayed, not by a week, not by a couple days, not even by a couple weeks. I'm sure they're receiving stuff they probably received stuff in August that they were supposed to have received in May. Like that's not acceptable.
Not
And
at
then
all.
when you're waiting for something incredibly important, there's a deadline or so on and so forth, it's in the mail, you're contacting the office that is sending this to you. They're saying, yeah, I put it in the mail, a month ago. And now you can't even get the post office to deal with it. And now they're saying, well, just come pick up your mail. But if you think about how many thousands of people, tens of thousands of people that's affecting.
Right.
Like how many months would you have to wait in line for you to finally get to the front? Like, really? Come on.
That's crazy. That is totally crazy. And also, just to let you guys know quickly that if you do have an issue like that, and of course it's not your fault, you can always call your creditor and ask for a one-time fee waiver. They will give that to you. Unless you're the type of person that just doesn't pay your bill on time, then forget it. But if you do, they will waive that fee for you one time. So just to let you know.
Oh, okay, that's good. At least, one-time. I find these one-time things that America is doing really disingenuous, though. I'm going to be honest, right? Like, here, we'll give you a one-time stimulus check of $2,000. That should cover you for the last, 3 months, and for the next 8 months, you'll be fine with $2,000, right? Life's pretty cheap in America. Like, I just so disingenuous. A one-time waiver of late payment. Like, come on. It's so disingenuous. Like, let's be honest. You know what the world is about right now. You know what's happening. Like, let's just say until the pandemic's over, you're willing to waive certain fees. Like, do you have to be such a jerk about it? That's all I want to know. Like really, I'm telling you, that's how between America and Canada is winning as far as handling the pandemic when it comes to the people of Canada. Because stuff like that, like we didn't have late fees. If you could pay your cell phone, internet, whole bunch of those different bills, there were no late payment fees or whatever. It was just like, okay, we understand no one can pay anything right now. I think that was like 6 months too, 6 or 8 months. There were no fees or extra interest on what's owing. You still owe it, but like it's okay that you don't pay it because we understand why you can't right now. And then once you can, we'll work something out with you. So you pay a little bit extra every month for the next 6 months till you're caught up, right? So, America, y'all got to do better. I'm not talking to the people. I want the government, the agencies and stuff to do better for y'all because this is crazy. It's just.
It is.
Sigh. Well, listen, I was going to do a story about how the police are failing yet again, but actually, I was going to do one of multiple. I have so many, but see the case.
We can do that for next week because I got some police stuff too. So
nice. Okay, good. Because I'm like, I this Casey Goodson Jr. story. I said last week I'll do it this week, but I'm like, I'm still waiting for something. I'm waiting for a particular update before I cover the whole story because I want to give it to y'all like straight. I want to give it to y'all from the lies at the beginning and how it just has unfolded till now. But and then the Hamilton police, they failing, so we'll talk about that next week too. So I'm going to give you guys a story of inspiration instead. Let's end on a good note for once.
Okay, for you, mine I don't know about it, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last week I ended on some treachery. So, this week I am going to end on some this. Okay. No, see, here's the thing now. And I think that this is an epic idea. If this can be instituted across, the country, across, the Western world, I think it would be amazing. Right. So it says how this nurse turned high school teacher will soon certify students as PSWs. Right. This is meaning that these students will be able to leave high school as certified personal support workers, which mean they can walk out of high school into a career. No college, courses that you have to take, no exorbitant fees, right? You will have a certification you can use for the rest of your life from high school, besides the diploma that gets you nowhere. So now this is only in one school so far, and it's based on this one teacher. So I will explain this. Interested students at Montcalm Secondary School in London, Ontario will soon be able to graduate with a personal support worker PSW certification, thanks to the hard work of nurse turned teacher Sandra Briers. So Briers is a registered nurse who returned to school at age 45 to get her teaching degree and has been teaching healthcare courses at the school since 2015. She said it was like a bucket list thing for her, I guess. So, once she finished raising her kids and whatnot, I would love to teach. So beginning this fall, with the addition of an extra course, a clinical placement, and the green light from the board. That's all they need, to add one extra course and allow the kids to do a clinical placement. Briers will begin certifying students, these are 16, 17-year-old kids, right, as PSWs when they complete her program. An RN can certify a PSW. And so she's really excited about this. There's all these challenges going on with COVID. We know that there are challenges in general with the education system, with people getting caught up when it comes to being inundated with loans for just the littlest certification. And these days, you need certification for everything. And so what she wants to do, in essence, is target kids who generally are not, let's say, school-minded, right? They're not the ones who are trying to get to college or university. They're not the ones who want to be doctors and lawyers. They're the ones who, they might actually drop out of high school as soon as they're of age, or they're the ones who they're in high school, but they're barely getting by, those students.
Yeah.
And give them a better option than trying to find a customer support job somewhere or whatever, right? Let's give you basically a free certification that you can work. I know people who work to start $40,000 to $60,000 a year, easy to start, and your hours aren't super long. You could be working government jobs, which of course have a pension. You could be working at hospitals. You could be working private in homes. So this program, if she gets it off and running, and it's in one school in London, Ontario. It's not even like a big city here. But if she gets it going and it's successful, then that is going to be something that can spread. Just the idea of that. I love this idea. It really gave me a lot of inspiration. I'm thinking about it wow, imagine if we could arm our children with certifications when they leave high school.
Yeah.
Not when they leave college, when they leave high school, no extra debt. These kids who literally wouldn't have had much of a chance, they'd have to start their own business. This is something you can start your own business with, right? You can be a personal support worker and start your own business. A few of them can get together and start something where they're servicing old folks' homes or something, I thought it was amazing. So good on Sandra Briers. Hopefully this takes off and the board approves it. I think they're going to have some hell if they don't. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Okay, cool. At least they can get something that they're interested in, and they don't have to go searching for it. It's like, okay, whatever your interest is, you have a certification. That's a great start. So congratulations to her.
Exactly.
Now this story, my background is talking about revenge. Now I don't, condone these things, but I do understand, and that's all I'm going to say. You look at this man. Would you like to steal his car and be faced with whatever the consequences are? I don't think so. But I've been telling you guys about what's been happening in Chicago. These people are taking people's cars. And this guy, he's in the northern Illinois area. They took his car. He's 35 years old. And he had a device on there to track down his car. He tracked down his car and just happened to see the two teens, and he started shooting. So one he got in the leg, the other one he shot was 17 as well, and that one died. Yeah. So he's in jail for $1 million bail, and he can face up to 50 years in prison. Now, again, as I said, I don't condone, but I understand. And you can't be playing around with these people because you do not know who you're messing with. There's no way if I had a choice and I'm like, oh, let me take his car. Okay, I'm gonna take his. No, I am not gonna mess with this man. I'm like, no, no. I ain't mess with his car. Let's walk, everybody. Let's walk.
Jashar, did he have like a permit to carry or whatever it's called? Like, was he legally armed with a firearm? You know?
It did not say.
Because that's my issue. If he was legally carrying, right? You're allowed to make citizens arrests. You're allowed to use any form of even deadly force when someone is in the commission of a crime. And I would say, you know, car theft is definitely a commission of a crime, even if it wasn't, you know, in the media. If they're still with their stolen car, they're still in the commission of a crime. They're driving around a stolen car. And so I'm going to say, right, that if we can let off a white loving Latino man for chasing down an innocent black boy who he suspected of being a criminal, even though he wasn't, and gunning him down in the streets, then surely this black man who knows that these kids are in the commission of a crime because they stole his car, should be able to use that legal precedent and say, well, it was okay before. Y'all say it was okay, right? This is legal. It was fine. He was allowed to do it. So why can't I do it? I just wanted to go get my car. They lunched at me. I was terrified. Couldn't do nothing else. I mean, and you know, I'm not trying to justify, but at the same time, like, I feel like we sometimes have got to overlook whether it's right or wrong and look at, okay, equality of the law. Because what happens is them over there, they don't hold their people accountable. They don't look at it like, is it right? Is it moral? Is it fair? They don't care. They're on their side, right? So I'm going to try to save on my own. So I'm looking at that and saying, hey, listen, if we condemn every black man or every black woman who does the same thing that a white person does and gets off, right? But we're going to condemn them because, well, we know it's wrong. Then you know what happens is we get punished twice as much. They don't get punished at all. That's the way I'm seeing this one. So I want to know if he was legally armed at the time, I don't think he should be charged with murder.
Yeah, it did not. Yeah, it didn't say. But I agree with you and I understand. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. You can't be playing these stupid games because you will get a stupid prize.
Right. Right. You know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You want to live a life of crime? And this is something everyone I know who was a criminal, and I knew lots in my teenage years. You know, those are for story times. But the point is all of them knew there's a cost to this life. You know, you live fast, you die young, right? There's always that risk. If that's what you're doing, you're stealing cars, if you're robbing people, if you're selling drugs, you are signing up for a game where you know all of the prizes are stupid, except for the money part, except for the fast life, you know, where there's, you know, the girls and the money and whatever, but you also know that there's a good chance you're going to die or go to prison. Good chance. You signed up for the game, right? This man didn't sign up to have his car stolen. Now he can't go to work. Now he's going to maybe be in prison for not paying child support. He didn't sign up for that, right? He signed up for his little life, and these little hellions stole his car. If this was a
Yeah.
white man and who shot the people who stole his car, would he have been charged with murder? That's all I want to know.
Well, we know the answer to that, so unfortunately.
I just want to point it out. That's all I'm saying.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. And I hope you have a great weekend and a happy Valentine's Day. And we'll play a little commercial with the Keep the Beat. Hope to see you over there Wednesdays. And until then, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Join Char Willie and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow JustAskChar Advice channel on Mixcloud, and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded.